Hi, this is Mama Rose, and today I'm going to be processing and making my fruit leathers. And so I just wanted to show you, I got Excalibur, which is a type of food dehydrator, which is nice because it has the single sheet, and you can just spread these. I have there's other ones that have a chute that goes up the top, a dehydrator, and then you have to do your fruit leathers a little bit different, but you can figure it out. You'll see. This doesn't even have a lip. I used to use fruit leather trays that had a lip, and I'd wrap them in cellophane or plastic wrap, and then I would put my stuff on there. But it really doesn't. If it's thick enough, you don't have to do that. This was a square. I did the whole square on the food dehydrator tray, and it cracked. So I'm not sure. I used some kind of a fiber, prebiotic fiber in it, and I'm not really sure if that's what made it do it. But basically, I'm going to do this. This is in strips. I'm going to do one that's in a circle, and you'll see how I do it. And I have a bunch right here that I've already done. So I just do this. I take parchment paper. Wax paper would be, I think, more economical if you, but I ran out of it. But I do have some with the wax paper. And then I just take the tape and tape that shut like that. Now these I didn't date, but I know when I did them last week, and we've been eating them. And it was nice because we went to a trip on for my birthday, which was the 1st of July, and we went to the Grand Canyon, and we each took one of these. I felt like I was a kid at the carnival, and it was totally legal. You want to make sure that this is inside the paper though, so that it stays fresh for you when you're storing it. And if you're not going to eat them for quite a while, you can put them in a larger, like I have food vacuum sealer, and I have gallon bags I can use. Or if you have Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, you can go ahead and put them in a big gallon, and then put the oxygen absorber in there, and then everything will stay, fresh if you're going to do it long term. These I'm not sure. I think I'm going to bring these to California, and my grandkids are going to love them because I can sneak all kinds of nutrients in them. And you're going to see when I do this what you can sneak in, which is awesome. And you want to make sure you always mark things, because famous last words, I'll remember what's in there, or I'll remember. This is old tape, so it's giving me a hard time. But normally the tape works pretty good. And so I just write on it what this is. Now this is square, and this is raspberry. So I'm just going to put Raz on it, and I'm going to put 7519. And then there it goes. And what's nice when you go to eat them is, find one I haven't taped, is this just comes apart like so. I'll sacrifice this one, we'll eat it later. And then your fruit leather is exposed, and you can just tear it off and eat it as you go. And that's just what we did at the Grand Canyon. It was really fun. And we got all kinds of nutrients that went with it, which I am going to show you in just a moment. So, in fact, we could get going on that, but let's just do this last one here. Typically, this is how they should come out, in a beautiful, nice, beautiful round circle, and then they just peel off. And then I put them on the parchment paper. Nice circle. Look at how beautiful that is. And this is in a perfect world. This is how nice they turn out. And they're not tacky at all. They're just perfect. And what I did with this batch, I believe, is I have rhubarb and strawberries in this one, and ginger, fresh ginger. I grated fresh ginger in it. Now, if you don't like ginger, don't add ginger. The one I'm doing today, I'm not going to put the ginger in, but it is something that you can do. And there we go. And this is strawberry. So I'm just going to put straw. And I think everybody will get that idea. And I'm putting the year on, although it's not going to last that long. But if I do end up putting those in Mylar bags for another time, why then they'll be there. And I just wanted to show you one that kind of cracked a little bit. Here's my phone. So call you right back, Mark. Okay, I didn't want to stop and start all over again, so here's this cracked, so I wanted to show you that it cracked a little bit, but that's not a big deal. And we just roll up like this again. And there we go. And if my husband can hear me, can he hear me? I'll get my phone out of here. I'm going to go ahead and mute it. So we don't have that happen again. There we go. And there we go again. And we're going to mark it. This is straw. It was 7/5/19. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the berries that I already have going in the blender. So I went ahead and I'm going to do some raspberry right now, and then I'm going to throw some strawberries in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the raspberries in the blender. Whoa, and they're falling all over the place. There we go. Okay. Now, another thing that I like to do is I like to, when I do the strawberries, because there's so much nutritional value in the strawberries themselves, and the green on them, that if they're fresh and they're organic, very important that they be fresh and organic. If you got old strawberries around and the green is all dried up and not looking so good, I don't know if I'd use it, but you know. But in this case, you can see these are nice and plump, and I, of course, want the most nutritional value. So I didn't get a chance to get all that together, but I could do just a separate video on it. It looks like this is almost full, and this will be raspberry and strawberry. And I like to put the strawberry in with the raspberry because it's got such a strong flavor, the raspberry, and a lot of seeds in it, and that's just what I'd like to do. So again, I'm trying to get the kids to eat some of this. And then I've got some really sweet blueberries that I got. And again, these are organic. And I was going to be all organized and have all this done. And then, of course, I didn't. So I'm not going to put as much blueberries in. I'm just going to put a couple of handfuls of blueberries. Oh, doesn't that look good? Yeah. All right, and I need my plunger, or whatever you call this thing. And the top to my, here it is. All right, here we go. Plug your ears. Oh, turn it on. That would be good. Okay. It just needs a little head start. Once the liquid starts flowing, of course, you probably all know this. Now comes the magic, because right here, it's pretty tart. We want to put a sweetener in it, and of course, you know me, I use like monk fruit, erythritol, and stevia. And so I'm going to go grab those. Okay, here we go. This is pure, which I don't have out. I have it in this right here. And I'm going to be really scientific, and I'm going to measure, right? Ha, ha, ha. So I kind of know what I like, and I like to mix my sweeteners. And I don't want to overdo it, go overboard on this, because we do like the fruit leathers to be tart. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of this golden in. That's it. Now where the real sweetening is going to come in on these is not with the sweetener. And again, it depends on what amount you have. What you could do is if you are going to do what I'm going to do and add these powders, which I'm going to grab, then you might not want to add your other sweetener until later. That way you can tell what kind of tartness level or sweetness level you want. So here's all my stuff. Oh my goodness. There. Okay, so I was at the Natural Grocers in Flagstaff last week, and they had these on sale, which was really great. But something like this, if they don't have what you are exactly what I have, find something similar. Now this, you should be able to find this just about anywhere because it's from the Garden of Life, which is Dr. Oh, I gotta get my glasses, but they're right here. And look at, I'm gonna put them on. So I'll have them. This is Dr. Perlmutter, and he has written books on all kinds of stuff keto-wise. And so a teaspoon of this, and there's a scoop inside, has 350 milligrams of magnesium. And the nice thing about it is it does have also 120 milligrams of sodium. It has 2 carbohydrates. And that's for a whole scoop. But I'm taking this for, this also has a probiotic blend in it, Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus bulgarius. It's almost like eating yogurt. Lactobacillus acidophilus, and that's 1 billion CFUs. So this is really good because it's got a lot of stuff in it. And I think this was $17 at Natural Grocers. They do have a larger size, and it does come in orange. So, but this one is raspberry lemon. So I'm just going to start putting this stuff in it because, you know, I'm going to eat the fruit leather anyway. So I might as well remember what's in it for me and what can I put in it that's going to make it more beneficial. And then also, when I bring it to California for my grandchildren, they will never know that they're getting some nutrition. Now this is a pretty big container, but I think that's all I'm going to do is just 1 scoop in there. And then this is one of my favorites. This is an electrolyte powder from Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G. And in this, I'll go like this so you can, my lighting's pretty good today. There we go. Some sunshine. So I'm really mainly taking this for the potassium because you need 4,700 milligrams of potassium a day. That's a lot. And so this is 1,000. Now I am putting this in other things, and I am eating foods that are high in potassium like avocados and other foods that are high in potassium. But I want to get it because I need so much of it. You can't just take it all at once. See, being in good health isn't just taking a magic pill. You got to work on it all day long. It's part of what you feed your machine. So I'm going to go ahead and put a scoop of this in. And again, I'm doing this for the potassium, although there are other things in this. Okay, so that's 1,000 milligrams of potassium. And then this is like my little secret thing right here. I got this a while ago, and I ordered this from a company called Earthshift. But this is red beet extract with spirulina. Now again, you don't have to do all this. I'm just giving you ideas and showing you what I do to get the most out of my fruit leathers. And I need a measuring spoon here. Now normally I just take the tip of the spoon and use this because this is pretty powerful stuff. It says 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm going to go ahead and put an 1/8 in. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. The reason I'm not doing as much on this is with the spirulina, I don't want my fruit leather to taste like, seaweed. Now, Dr. Berg has a wheatgrass, but I did not get it. I didn't want to pay the shipping on it, and I got this instead. This was a little bit less expensive, but I think it was still $36. And this is a wheatgrass powder. It's called wheatgrass juice powder. Big difference, because the juice powder is what has all the good stuff in it, and I don't think you're going to be able to see that at all if I put that up anyway. But you can do some research. Be careful where you get it from, and be careful where it's sourced. From what I understand, it needs to be sourced from a really super organic place, and there are beds of whatever they use to grow this in that's on some really fertile ground, and Dr. Berg's is like this, and this is like this, but I can't remember exactly what it is. So, but this is really, really nasty stuff in the sense that it's messy, so be really careful. And I am going to go ahead and use a half a teaspoon of this, because I don't want this to taste like green, but I want some of this power in here. So every little bite is going to have just a little something, a little treat, a little taste treat, and a little treat for our bodies. So this is a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, and I'm just gonna, not flaxseed, excuse me, chia seed. And I thought I'd just throw that in. I might put more in next time. And then there's another ingredient that I love, 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 and I'm gonna go get it. Oh, where did it go? Oh, here it is. This is from Dr. Gundry. He was a cardiologist, a heart surgeon for many years at Loma Linda University, and he's done like tons and tons of heart transplants. And he has a book called the something paradox. Anyway, he's good to listen to. He'll tell you about lectins and how not to eat nightshades, and if you're going to have tomatoes, you cook them in a pressure cooker, or you take all the seeds and all the skin off, and that's a whole nother story. But you can look up Dr. Gundry, and this is called Vital Reds, and I use this a lot, and I also use his prebiotic Thrive as well. But I used this in the last batch and everything cracked. So I thought, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. And there's a lot of fiber in what we're eating right now. So, but this, I love this stuff. I mean, when I'm out of this, it's expensive. It's probably $40 maybe for one this thing. But I put 1 scoop in, even though it's going into a big lot. But this has all kinds of stuff in it. This has 10 calories, 2 carbohydrates. It has a little less than a gram of fiber, but it has thiamine and riboflavin and niacin and vitamin B and 400 milligrams of folic acid and B12 and biotin, 300 mcgs, rather, not milligrams, but mcgs, micrograms of biotin. The same with the folic acid, those were mcgs. And then it's got some phosphorus panolytic acid in it. It's got 70 mcgs of selenium. It's got 200 mcgs of chromium. And then it has this polyphenol blend of 1,760 milligrams with carrot, organic apple peel, grape skin extract. I mean, it's got so much in it. It's got a digestive support in it as well, with a probiotic blend. There's 3 billion CFUs in this. So there's all kinds of really good stuff, and it tastes super yummy. So when I make this one, I'm going to turn the dehydrator low enough so I don't kill any of these probiotic things that are inside of it. So not only do I have fruit leathers that are probiotic, because you know I'm keto and cultured, and these are definitely keto, and there's flavorings in all these things, and there's a sweetener. They use stevia and citric acid, and they're pretty sweet on their own. But so I'm going to go ahead and blend this up with all the sweeteners, then we'll taste it and see how it is. Another thing that I love to put in my fruit leathers, which I might not put in the one that I give the grandkids. I don't know, I might. A little collagen is good. for them too, is I put the MTC powder in, and this has the some acids in it. It has lauric acid, of course, which is what's found in breast milk, but it has caprylic and capric acid, which is the C10, 2 milligrams. That's capric acid, 2 milligrams, and the caprylic acid or caprylic acid at 3.5 milligrams, and that's the C8. So what you really want is C8 and C10. The C12 is fine, but that's not the MTC. That's not what you're really looking for as far as ketone production. However, this also has the Lactobacillus plantarum in it and 10 milligrams, so it's 1.5 billion. So this has some probiotic benefit too, and this is that Dr. Perlman again, his brand, and I like his brand. And then Dr. Axe has this brand of collagen, which has the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10 in it of all the 5 different types of collagen sources. And so you can go ahead and see that as well. So, and I got this at Sprouts. They had it on sale, and I had $5 off. Natural Grocer has it. You get this just about anywhere or online. So I am going to put a scoop of the collagen in. In fact, I think I'm going to put 2 scoops of collagen in because I need it for my skin. Okay. So that's about it, and then I'm just going to taste it and see what happens here. Okay, well, you get the idea. So what I wanted to do, I have one already made up that I made up last night. You get a new sheet here. These are great sheets. I got these Teflon sheets online. Of course, they fit this particular model of the Excalibur. It's a square. Move this over a little bit more, and you'll see how I get this to work for me. It's kind of fun doing it. So I go ahead. And you have to have a spatula. And I got the big one. Got my niece a big one too for when we make crackers. And this is nice. So however big you want your fruit leathers. You know, if you're going to be walking around the Grand Canyon or going to Disneyland and everybody wants to be eating off of that for, you know, a half hour or so, make them bigger. I just kept wrapping mine up and putting it in my purse. And every time I wanted a little bit more, I just pull it out and take a little bit more off. But I do this, and in this case, these just turn around like so. And I can get a nice circle going. But if you don't want to do it in a circle and you want to do it in strips and cut it, you can do that. And just when you go to wrap it in your wax paper or whatever you're going to use, I think wax paper works a little better. It's not as noisy. I mean, gee whiz, that parchment paper, see, it's a lot noisier, believe me. But, you know, so we were at the hotel, and my husband was asleep next to me, and I felt like I wanted a little something. I don't know, I wanted to have a little of my fruit leather that I hadn't eaten earlier, so I'm trying to get it out of the package, and it's making so much noise. So anyway, I don't know, I don't remember if I woke them up or not, but they are noisy. So if you're trying to be quiet, and I think the other paper is probably a lot more economical, the wax paper. So you can do it this way. You get good at it, and you know what? If they're not perfect, and some places are thicker than others, then one will be just a little chewier than the other, and you might have a little bit of brittle Can you see this? Well, I'm really not doing as good as I usually do. Usually they're really looking good. But there we go. And I'm trying to do it so you're not seeing any thick spots in here. There we go. And then, of course, you can do whatever you like. If you just want to do plain fruit and a sweetener, you know, you can do that. But trust me, if you look at what's on those fruit leathers that you buy in the store, they are, I'm sure the main ingredient is not fruit. I'm sure it's sugar. And it's not organic. So all those pesticides are in all of that fruit that you're eating. And not to mention the preservatives that they put in it, whatever else is in it. Now you could do this with tomatoes too, and get a sauce going with it. For a sauce, you know, if you're a prepper or something like that, and you want to do for any kind of long-term storage, you can do this with your tomatoes. You can flavor it with herbs and things. Now don't forget, on this as well as the one that I did for you, I did leave the tops on because I want the nutritional value in it, and that's what I'm after. Anything that I put, I don't know, maybe there's just not enough. That's the problem here. Usually it goes much smoother. So anytime there's an opportunity to put anything in my mouth, I am going to ask myself, what is in it for me? And then I'm going to see if there's enough in it worth me eating it. And then if it is, then I'm good. I want to make the most of everything that I eat for my body. Does the body good. So, okay, there we go. You got to get a little rhythm going here. Get it as smooth as you can. And that's about it. I don't know, I'm having a hard time today. Usually I do these and it's like, I'm so quick at it. Trying not to have any spots I can see through. Oh, that's going to be a nice big one. Somebody's going to be happy when they open up their fruit leather. I was telling my husband I feel like I should be at a carnival and get one of these. And you know, if you were at a carnival and they were selling these, especially if all this was in it, you know, you'd probably pay $15 for one of these and be happy. But we're doing it this way. And boy, what a treat. And I'm having such a hard time. It's so funny because I normally don't have a hard time. There we go. I got to go from the center out. That's my problem. It's like, oh, what was the rhythm I had? I just started doing this. This is like my third batch in this dehydrator. Like I said, I have a different dehydrator, and then you have to do it differently. This is a nice one though. This one, they have drawers come out. It has a fan in the back that spreads the hot air or the warm air all the way around it from the back. And so it kind of circulates better, kind of like a convection oven would do. Now, I did see one of these that had a bigger bend in it. I think I'm going to look for it because that's the problem. I keep hitting the... There. I think that's as fussy as I'm going to get on this one. You get the idea. And then this will go in the food dehydrator. So we're all good. I think I did it all. I showed you how to take the fruit leathers from the dehydrator, roll them in some nice paper and mark them so you have them to take on a trip or give to your grandkids or just stick in your purse. If you know somebody that's hypoglycemic or diabetic and needs a quick little pick-me-up, the fruit in here has the carbohydrates in it, the sugar doesn't. So the sugars that are in here truly are good, and they're a low glycemic sugar. So the strawberries is the lowest, the raspberries, there's blueberries, you have all the antioxidants, all the great things that are in those fruits, plus the tops of the berries, which are loaded with green power. And then I went ahead and added a bunch of powders to it. Vitamin powders, magnesium powder, what was the other, potassium, and those are all things that we don't get from our foods most of the time anymore, and so you want to get those in. I put some chia seeds in there, a little bit of extra protein, and the whole idea is that when I eat one of these, I want it to be something that'll fortify my the needs that my body has. And we're so deficient in vitamins and minerals these days that anytime I eat anything, I try to put something in it that will help with that, to get me where I need to be. So again, and I'll do this for drinks too. I'll put some of this in water with ice and put it in my Vitamix and blend it up. And if you want it to be orange Julius-y, you can put some coconut milk in it. I love doing that. Coconut milk or heavy whipping cream in there, and you got your orange Julius, which is great. And I even sneak in, when I do that, I even sneak in this wheatgrass stuff, and you can't even taste it. So anyway, well, good luck on your travels, and hopefully you'll try to make fruit leathers this summer. And if you are a parent or a grandparent, you got a new way to sneak some good things into the nutrition, not only for your kids, but your grandkids maybe, and your husband or wife, depending on who's listening to this. But it's just a good all-round way to make whatever you're eating worth it. Remember, we want our bodies to say, oh, that was good, can we do that again? And remember, always try to be keto and cultured if you can. Put some probiotics in the things that you do. So remember, I'm going to go ahead and put this at maybe 110 degrees in the food dehydrator, and it should take about 9 or 10 hours to do that on that low of a temperature. But when I'm done, I'm going to have something that's still alive, and it's got all the nutrients and the enzymes, the vitamins and minerals, the things that are sensitive to heat, like the probiotics. Everything is going to be still preserved, and we're going to get the most out of it. You have a great, fantastic day. Bye.